Tonight, Canadian websites hit by a cyber attack carried out by Indian hackers, and an ongoing battle of 6 hijabi students against a Quebec college to safeguard their religious freedom. We cover stories about another Sikh Canadian activist facing life threats, blasts in Pakistan killing dozens, and Canada's Orange Shirt Day to commemorate missing Indigenous children. Assalamu alaikum and good evening. This is Muslim News Canada on Muslim Network TV. I'm Zahra Syed. Tomorrow, Canada will mark Truth and Reconciliation Day to commemorate the survivors of residential schools and remember the children who never returned home. It is also known as Orange Shirt Day. A decade ago, on this day, a third-generation residential school survivor described her harrowing experience at a school in British Columbia. She recalls the disturbing memory of her new orange shirt being taken away on her first day at the school. Since the story of the survivor came out, Canada has been marking September 30th by wearing orange shirts. Indigenous children faced extreme abuse in residential schools between 1831 to 1996. The Native children were forcibly separated from their families to teach them European customs. Many of these children died. They were then buried in unmarked graves. An Indian hacker group says it has, quote, caused chaos in Ottawa after claiming responsibility for cyber attacks on Canadian websites. However, Canada's Signals Intelligence Agency suggests private data is secure. The attacks have primarily targeted government-controlled institutions without affecting core infrastructure. Canadian authorities have confirmed some government institutions faced denial of service attacks. Denial of service attacks do not impose serious threats and are considered an annoyance. The Canadian Armed Forces website briefly went down for mobile users on Wednesday, which was promptly restored. Other targeted institutions include House of Commons and Elections Canada. Indian cyber force responsible for the military incident claims it has infiltrated Canadian small business websites. They also allege bringing down the Global Affairs Canada's travel advisories website. Global Affairs Canada denies any such attack. The investigation into the cyber attack is ongoing, and so far, no signs of broader impact have been reported. Canadian officials say they continue to monitor any emerging threats. And in related news, police are warning a prominent Sikh activist of threats against his life. This comes months after the murder of Sikh separatist leader Hardeep Singh Nijjar in Surrey, British Columbia. The activist facing threats, Gurmeet Singh Toor, was a close ally of Nijjar. The warning has been made public by the Sikh for Justice group. The group did not give details about the nature of the threat. Toor says he is concerned for his safety. The World Sikh Organization says several Canadian Sikhs are currently under threat and are being watched by the Indian intelligence. Nijjar had been designated a terrorist by India. He was a staunch supporter of an independent Sikh state called Khalistan. Last week, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau said credible intelligence shows India's involvement in Nijjar's killing. India has denied these allegations. The investigation into Nijjar's murder continues. So far, no arrests have been made. A Canadian Muslim group calls the looming exclusion of Muslim girls from a Quebec college for wearing the hijab, quote, troubling. The news comes after 6 Muslim female students at College Citoyen in Laval have been told by the school administrators to remove their hijabs or face expulsion. The National Council of Canadian Muslims calls the incident, quote, worrisome. The advocacy group is calling on the college to rectify the situation. It is also demanding that the Quebec government step in and ensure that all students, regardless of their religious beliefs, are provided with a safe and inclusive learning environment. The students' parents have expressed frustration in a letter to the school. They say their daughters had always worn the hijabs at school without any problems until now. In the letter, they demand a public apology, clarity about the hijab policy, and a guarantee of a safe environment. The female students have chosen to wear their hijabs and continue their education. they are being supported by the community members. An online petition for their cause has collected over 6,000 signatures. The principal of the college describes the whole situation as a misunderstanding. She says that the students have not been specifically asked to remove their hijab. She says hijabs are allowed if students fill out an accommodation request form. Dozens of people have died and many others injured in blasts today that hit 2 provinces in Pakistan. The first attack occurred at a gathering celebrating the birth of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. It took place near a mosque in the Mastung district of the Balochistan province. Local media reports a death toll of 53. 60 people are reported to be wounded. A second blast occurred inside a mosque in the Hangu district of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province. The second incident has killed at least 5 people and injured 12 others. For more on a suspected hate incident outside a Toronto mosque, stay tuned. European Union officials have failed to reach a consensus yesterday on the migration crisis at their meeting in Belgium. The acting Spanish Interior Minister says there are still some issues that need fine-tuning. He says he is hopeful that ministers will be able to announce a general approach to the migration crisis in the coming days. He did not disclose which countries are in disagreement. Turkish media says that the officials have failed to reach a consensus, possibly because of Germany and Italy. Germany has proposed support for ships rented by non-governmental organizations to provide humanitarian aid and rescue services in the Mediterranean. Italy is against the proposal. It says it will attract more migrants to European shores. Pakistan's interim foreign minister has clarified his country's position on Israel. He says Pakistan will not normalize relations with Israel. Recently, there has been a speculation that Pakistan will develop diplomatic ties with Israel after the Israeli-Saudi agreement. However, the Pakistani minister says his country's stance on the Palestinian issue remains steadfast. He says Pakistan supports an independent Palestinian state based on internationally agreed borders. The U.S. has succeeded in securing the safe return of its soldier previously detained in North Korea. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan has confirmed the return was possible due to Sweden's diplomatic support. Sullivan has also acknowledged China's role for allowing the soldier to pass through. After entering China, the soldier took a flight to South Korea's Osan Air Base. The State Department says that there was no major diplomatic breakthrough with North Korea, even after successfully bringing this American soldier back. Travis King, identified by North Korea as a U.S. Army recruit, had entered the country from South Korea in July. Police are investigating an alleged hate crime following an unprovoked attack in downtown Toronto. The incident occurred last Friday outside a mosque. The attacker allegedly confronted a group with religious insults. He then inquired about their faith. One person was punched several times before the attacker fled. The suspect is being described as a person with medium height and medium length, curly black hair. Surveillance footage shows that the suspect was wearing an oversized beige American Eagle hoodie and light green shorts over pants. Thank you for watching. Our news is produced by Muslim Network TV, which is a not-for-profit organization. We need your support for donations. Please scan the QR code on our broadcast or visit muslimnetwork.tv to donate now, so we can continue to amplify the voices of Muslims in Canada and abroad.